Hey, it's Ethan here at eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the RockyMounts GuideRail Hitch Bike Rack and how it fits on our 2021 Mazda CX-5. It is a two-bike platform-style bike rack capable of supporting two bikes up to 60 pounds each. It's going to hold onto our bikes using this dual wheel mount design, one hoop on either side, on either tire. So there's no frame contact in the event that you want to mix and match this with carbon frame bikes, or you have an alternative frame bike with a really aggressive style. Maybe just have a nice paint job that you don't want being damaged. This is a great way to get them where they need to go. Let's check out how it works. One really nice feature that I like about this rack is that to tilt it down, which we can do with the bikes loaded up, we just have to reach this handle right here at the front. It's super close and really easy to do, so even if I had another bike loaded up in the front, I could. And there's a little bit of resistance on the way down, so it's not just going to drop on me all of a sudden. It does tilt pretty aggressively, so if you do have another bike loaded up on the bottom, you might have to get out of the way. But we have plenty of clearance now to open up the hatch. Tons of room back here. If we wanted to, I could sit down, change my shoes before or after a ride, just hang out or grab anything that I might need for my ride out of the back. We'll tilt it back up. You hear it click into place, and now we can work on getting the bike removed. To do that, first we'll just release this blue lever down here at the bottom, and then you might have to use just a little bit of force, and realistically, if you're not super firm into the front tire, you might be able to get it out at this point, but we have a nice hold on ours, so I'll release this front one as well. And now we have plenty of room to get our bike up and off. With our bike removed, we can take a closer look at the trays and the hoops. So as you can see, if I fold it down right now, it's not making any noise. If I re-engage this lever, you'll hear that ratcheting, making those micro adjustments on your tire. You can take a closer look at this back one, and we see that we can adjust where the hoop mounts to accommodate some different tire sizes. You will need a tool to do it, but it's provided. It's not super hard to do. So I can get this folded down, and now we can take a look at the trays again. So as they come, they're able to accommodate a maximum wheelbase of up to 55 inches. One of the unfortunate limiting factors of this rack is that it does only support a tire width of up to 3 inches as the trays come right now. In this position, we can see that it adds on a little bit of distance to the back of our vehicle, so I can grab a measurement real quick and we can see how much that's going to be. From the bumper to our furthest point back on the rack, it's going to add just over 28 inches of distance to the back of our vehicle, so honestly not too bad, considering it's still able to support that 60-pound weight capacity. As far as ground clearance goes, I'll measure from the ground to where this lever sticks out. That's going to be about 20.5 inches, so we do have a nice little stadium-style design. You can see that this tray sits lower than this one, and there's a nice rise overall, so I'm not going to be worried about anything as far as ground clearance goes, over hills or curbs or anything like that. On the front here, you can see where our chain lock will go. You would fit it right in there, and then you would secure it using this lock core on the front. Definitely don't recommend driving with that on. Make sure that you take that off while you're driving, and then if you're at the trail or wherever you need to be with the bikes loaded up and you want to secure them, you would use the chain lock then. Now we can fold the rack up using that same handle that we used before. Just pull that. You'll hear it click into place again, and we'll get that new measurement to see how much space we're saving. Now, from the bumper to the furthest point out, it's going to be almost exactly a foot, so 12 inches. We definitely save a ton of space. It sits a little bit close, so I'll get you that measurement as well. That's going to come in at almost exactly 3 inches, but RockyMounts build quality is sturdy, and I'm actually pushing it pretty hard towards the car, and it's not moving at all, so that's not something I'm going to be concerned with either. As far as what the rack covers up on the back of our vehicle, you can see it doesn't quite come up to the full length of our license plate, so there are plenty of windows to see that. Our backup camera is right here in the middle, so you're definitely going to be able to see the center of the rack and maybe the top of it through the bottom of your rear view camera, but it's still going to be able to see over the top. You're just definitely going to know that it's there. It doesn't come anywhere near our taillights or our rear window. The rack uses a 2-inch shank that fits into our 2-inch receiver. It's held in place by this anti-rattle bolt, as well as this lock on the end. It's going to be key-to-like to that cable lock that we mentioned earlier. Overall, the RockyMounts GuideRail is a great rack for a couple of reasons. I really do like that dual wheel mount design, which supports and accommodates a variety of different types of bikes while still holding them very securely. I really love the placement of this handle for tilting and folding. It just makes the whole process super easy. I will say one of my least favorite things about this rack and one of the limiting factors is that 3-inch tire with maximum. I do wish that was a little bit wider. So if you want something that does accommodate wider tire sizes and still has a dual wheel mount design, it's going to be a little bit more of a premium option, but you could check out the Kuat Piston Pro. Like I mentioned, still has the same design, just supports a little bit higher wheelbase and tire width, as well as just a few more pounds on the weight capacity side of things. But for a really solid value option that does a lot of the same things, the RockyMounts GuideRail is definitely a solid choice. This again was just a quick look at the GuideRail and how it fits on a 2021 Mazda CX-5.